Now, going on to choosing a partner with life skills and what type of life skills are important. I mean, what type of life skills would be very useful in a marriage that many people do not think of. They do not realize even life skills are important. But we use it all the time, and the greater the life skills someone has, well, the easier our life would be, especially if they're a partner, because they'll be putting those things to work for us as well. We benefit. So I've gone through the simpler life skills like cooking, good with home duties, being a handyman, and good at admin. But and then the higher life skills such as money management and ability to solve problems. But also there are professional skills. I mean, if your partner is a career professional, then they would also bring along those skills as well with them. And what they should do is also make it work for you as well. Well, as I say, working for you as well, those skills. Like things like if they had legal training or they're a lawyer or certain forth, just say they happen to be a contract lawyer or good at contracts, or business lawyers saying if you've got a business, just imagine how valuable having a partner with those skills would be. It's on call all the time with the legal issues surrounding the business. I mean, I know you can go to lawyers and pay them for advice, but the thing is, remember, when you're paying people, they are going to be doing the least amount that they can get away with charging you for. And not only that, if you ask something, they'll answer it and find the answer to your question directly because that's what you're paying for, but they're not going to do anything else. They're not going to do a step further that something you might want to be doing something, go in a certain direction and ask them the legalities of that. But they might know that there's an easier way or a cheaper way to do it. But because you don't know to ask them and you're not paying them to go the extra mile and think of the alternatives, I mean, if you knew there was kind of like an alternative that you'd be paying for them to search it, but if you don't, you wouldn't. And so you miss out on that. They were not going to tell you. They're not going to research an easier way or cheaper way for you. However, your partner that has all that training and all that knowledge, if they're a true partner, they would be doing it proactively, maybe thinking of easier way, cheaper way of doing things. Simply because, remember, as a partnership, a marriage is a partnership. What your partner does and how well they do directly affects you. Because you're in the same boat together. You're sharing a life and you're holding hands and going through this together. And so, that is the advantage, and that's what they should be doing for you. Not you living your separate lives like you're an engineer and they're a lawyer and so forth. You only come home and that's the amount of interaction you have, talking over dinner and then go to bed. Okay? It's much more than that. It's integrating your life together and using your skills for the betterment of your marriage. And that means also helping your partner. So, things like legal training, or if you've got accounting skills or tax knowledge or training, that's very valuable as well. Therein goes the professional sphere as well. Or even there might be an engineer, probably not not so relevant for you, but if they can think of, make a new product or something you can both sell together. They can come up with it and you can market it, so to speak. That is at a professional level. And the problem is people don't realize how valuable these skills are. And especially, when people do online dating, these skills do not show up on their profile. And it's very hard to convey it. How many, in terms of the professional skills, that's probably easy in that way because more often than not, they list what they actually do, their profession. How you can infer with that. But what about all the other things? Like Especially the ones about problem solving. Have you ever seen a dating profile for all those that do online dating? Have you seen a dating profile that they list interests or skills, problem solving? Almost never, because they don't realize how valuable that is, but also because even if they do, they don't know how that's going to be received, or if people will put any value in it to list that. Because commonly they just list interests and so forth. And even if they want to convey it, it's very hard to convey something based on a profile. You have your height, weight maybe not so much weight now, age, interests, what you do, education level. But from all that, you can't surmise or conclude how good a problem solver they are. That's just one example. And another thing that is that people may have the potential to develop these skills and would eventually have those skills, but they may not develop it until like their 40s or 50s. But people need to marry young, and then they can't show it on their profile because they haven't developed it yet, or even say it on their profile, or lots of qualities in that. Because normally when you make a judgment on someone or what they're going to be like and so forth, you look at the surrounding parameters or conditions and try to conjure up what they're going to be like. Saying, okay, I might be 26, 27 doing an office admin job. Well, okay, and their interests on the weekend, going shopping, and maybe if they might list their interest in cooking or whatever, or most likely at that age, adventure. What does that tell you about the person? Not really much. Okay, if they've gone to, being the admin, clerical staff, doesn't tell you what other skills that they have. And people have a certain idea, saying, okay, basic person and so forth. But at that age, they have nothing to show, even though they have all that potential in there that would eventually develop into that, or they have that innate skill that has basically untouched and unused. So those things don't come out. Okay, I mean, maybe in your 50s you say, yeah, I've done this, and this. I had a stellar career doing so many different things. And you can smile, oh yeah, that person's got a lot of skills. They would have accumulated all this knowledge and all these skills. What a handy person to have around. But that's in a later age when then they can show that, demonstrate that. But, when you're trying to date when you're young, it's very hard. Okay, and to be fair, the person may not develop anything, or they may develop lots, but you cannot tell from a dating profile. And to me, that's one of the biggest drawbacks of online dating, is because of that. You cannot really properly surmise much about that person from a dating profile. It's very much surface and superficial. And especially when people have an idea in their head of what they're attracted to. It's got to be this height, this age with certain hair color and so forth, be this type of classy person or so forth, then you are going to overlook all people with substantial qualities and qualities that do matter. Okay? And, usually what ends up, and all these substantial qualities is what usually ends up working best if you want a happy family life and a happy marriage. And those are the things that you need in a partner. But firstly, you've got to be aware of those are good things and what they are. And you've got to be aware that that's what you should be picking and choosing if you want to get ahead in life and have an easier life, so to speak.